Hi, I'm Winnie Kabintie and this is Voice It, Kenya's premier blog for advocating for social change and also provoking millennials to be active citizens. Now, today on My 2 Cents, that segment where I give my views and personal reactions to a trending issue, I want to talk about the reinforcement of the famous Michuki traffic rules. And as you can see, I'm here right at the Thika Super Highway. It's around the Kenyatta University section, and we're going to be talking to a few people just to hear what they have to say about the reinforcement of the Michuki rules. We all know what the Michuki rules did to our public service transport, and they really brought a lot of sanity back in the industry. Now, the government has announced plans to reinforce the old famous Michuki traffic rules as a way of restoring sanity back on our roads. Now, the Michuki rules came about in 2003 when they were introduced by then Transport Minister John Michuki, and they really brought sanity back on our roads. Some of the Michuki rules include encouraging drivers to wear badges with identification showing their names and their details. They also are required for all the matatus, and in case you're wondering what matatus are, in Kenya, that's a name given to all public vehicles, public service vehicles. So the Michuki rules required all public service vehicles to be fitted with speed governors of speed limit of 80 kilometers per hour. They also required for all matatus to be fitted with safety belts, and also for the matatus to have a continuous yellow line that shows the routes the matatus operate at. Now, I do not understand why, first after these rules came about and they really transformed our industry, and actually statistics are there to show that road carnage reduced drastically during that time. I do not understand why we had to renege on these rules. I don't know why we had to step back and let again the transport industry become as chaotic as it used to be. I actually remember one of the things that the Michuki rules did was to outlaw overcrowding in matatus. And if you can remember, I can remember so well during those times that matatus used to be overcrowded. I think one of the things that law did is that it saves us women a lot, because most women, and even have an experience, we used to be sexually assaulted in matatus, because the matatus are so full, they're so crowded, and then you have this psycho who is standing behind you and just rubbing you in all the wrong ways. And so the rules actually did a lot of transformation, not just for safety's sake, but also on our personal spaces. Now, first, let me give you a bit of statistics. Kenya has one of the highest road carnage rates in the world, not just in the continent, in the world. The country loses an average of 3,000 people annually due to road accidents. And this is a sad thing, really. And I know the government continues to come up with reactive measure whenever there's a crisis. Like the current need right now to reinforce the Michuki rules has been occasioned by that accident at Fort Tenan in Kericho County last month that left about 52 people dead in just one accident. And this is why the government has been provoked to come up with this, to reinforce these rules, because that is how we have become as a country. We keep coming up with reactive measures to curb road carnage, and I don't think that is the way to go. I think road safety is something that needs to be done in a proactive way. And to be honest, I feel as though us, the people, wananchi, the passengers, and any other road users, we have to take personal responsibility for our own safety.
On our part as citizens, we have to adhere to those Michuki rules so that we can avoid these accidents that we are seeing around. Yeah.
All right.
I'm Anthony Onyango, a student at Kenyatta University. Michuki rules were nice the first time they were established, But the problem came when they were to be implemented, the enforcement. And I think the problem was also with the traffic police. Okay, those relevant bodies which were in charge of implementation, they didn't do a nice job. Yeah. So as a citizen, I think when we support such policies, they will work. But when we contribute towards dismissing them, they won't work.
Kwa jina langu naitwa Francis Mwangi Mbogwa. Mimi ni mfanyikazi wa hapa wa bodaboda ya hapa Kawasukari. Vile naweza sema hii kazi ya Michuki ni kila mtu asingizie rules. Akiwa ni insurance mtu aweke, akiwa ni pikipiki ubebaye mtu mmoja na usikilize customer sana.
My name is Winnie, and I think that the reinforcement of Michuki rules is a really good idea. Firstly, because there have been so many accidents of late, and when you look at it, speeding, safety belts, the car is overloaded, and those are things even us as passengers we can speak out and say, no, I will not sit on the saucer seat, and you will wait for another car, because there are many cars and it just depends on your patience. I'll wait for another car. So I believe us as passengers, we should be the ones speaking out and saying no, and because you're being given a service, so if you say no to that garbage service, then the drivers and the conductors will not have an option but to oblige. So that is, I think, the first step. We accept as passengers the Michuki rules, and then the conductors and the drivers are going to go with our wishes. That is what I believe. Starters, yeah. So I believe they should come back, they should be enforced, and us as passengers should be the one at the forefront supporting them, and they will visit a car. Yeah.
So one, it is good because during Michuki time we had less accidents like we have today, and people were obeying the speed, the safety belts. I also have a suggestion or additional to the Michuki laws, where I would suggest the government could also come up with cost of risk of defects and changes that people get, like say like the vehicle does not have a signal, does not have a brake, horn, hoods, or it's defective. Instead of the vehicle being taken every time to the police station, they should have a list of what defects.
Now the government is reinforcing the Michuki rules. The matatus will comply, the operators will comply, mostly not because they are really into this, they're buying into the idea of road safety, but because it's procedure. The government requires me to have speed governors and safety belts, they will fit them. But then taming things like speed, whether those seat belts will be used, whether you will avoid overcrowding, because we have this culture. I know overcrowding has been outlawed, but we still have vehicles, especially the Nissans, the 14-seaters. Like the first seats, you're supposed to sit 3 passengers, but you still find people agree to be squeezed in. You have 5 people there, or even 4 people. So I feel as though we need to take personal responsibility. If you are in a matatu and you are stopped, flagged down by a traffic cop, as a routine, most passengers actually feel really offended and inconvenienced that the matatu has been flagged down. And at that point, that matatu has been flagged down because it has not complied with traffic rules. And the rules are there for your safety. If that matatu has been flagged down because it's been overspeeding, or it's been flagged down because it doesn't have a seat belt, then it's not an inconvenience to you. So one thing I need you people to understand is that you have the power and you need to take personal responsibility, personal safety responsibility on the roads. If you are in a matatu and and it's overspeeding, speak out. There's power in numbers. But what we see here, I think, is a cultural problem, where if you speak out, if you tell that driver to stop speeding, then everyone else in that matatu start giving you those looks of, who do you think you are, or what's wrong with you really? You see? So we all need to take personal responsibility, and especially the passengers. And I know NTSA has come up with several campaigns, like this one called Zusha, which just promotes people or rather encourages people to speak up when the vehicles they are in are flouting traffic rules. So you need to take your own personal responsibility for that, and do not take it as an inconvenience. When the vehicle you're in, whether it's your own personal car or it's a matatu, it's flagged down by a traffic cop. It's not an inconvenience. I know we hate inconveniences, but yes, the rules have to be reinforced. In fact, one of the things you can do, because I know people always worry, when this matatu is flagged down and my journey is halfway, am I going to get that transport back? And I think this is something that you demand as passengers. Once that traffic cop has flagged down that car, the first thing you say is, well, officer, can you just ask this guy to give us back our money, even if it's half of it? You see? Until then, matatu will just keep complying with these rules as a matter of routine and procedure. And again, we know that the traffic police is one of the most corrupt departments. And so reinforcement of these rules, if us the passengers do not play our role, the reinforcement of Michuki rules will just go to increase the premiums for traffic cops. That's what I feel. Look at this. Africa accounts for 24% of worldwide deaths, road deaths, yet only has 5% of the world's registered vehicles. Sick, right? So guys, we really need to step up. We need to take our own personal responsibility to ensure that we deal with this monster called road carnage. Like even right here, as I am doing this vlog, you have no idea how terrified I still am. I still have fears. You know, like we are in Kenya's busiest super highway, and we are right in the middle of the road, as you can see, and I still have fears that a matatu will just come and ram right into us. So anyway, so guys, we need to take our own personal responsibility. I will repeat that over and over again, because for as long as people continue overlapping in traffic, for as long as you do not wear those seat belts, for as long as you do not speak up or harass is the word, harass that driver when he's over speeding, then road carnage will go on.